wonderful people, lovers of aviation history. Welcome to live sharing experiences in our industry. And the main topic was aerophobia, waiting be your wahala. Our previous videos, we delved into the evolution of aviation from 17 December 1903 till date. We went through so many phases that the industry has really seen, and the joys, the challenges, the dangers, and we concluded on the first view that we are now in the SAQUAL era. SAQUAL, just safety and quality era, where we are constantly assessing the risks of the services we provide to our cherished clients and devising policies to mitigate the risk. Like I said, you can't bring the risk to zero. Then quality side, we are always striving to comply to the highest level of, if I say compliance, or we are trying to comply to the highest level. This is the era we are in aviation ever since the late 90s till today. SAQUAL era, constantly evaluating the risks associated with transporting our passengers from A to B and coming up with policies to mitigate the risk, and also stepping up constantly the compliance level of the quality services that we provide, not only in the flying bit, but everything that is associated with the flying. So catering, fueling, how our aircraft refueled is done according to a certain quality assurance procedure. We look at so many things, how aircrafts are maintained. We're looking at those kind of procedures in the terms of quality and safety. So today we are in what we call the SAQUAL era. The airport infrastructure, is it serving us better? Are they doing things to make flights safer and things like that? So this is the era we're in. Then yesterday's videos, we looked at things like, or the last class videos, we looked at things like whether the transport industry is a necessity, a luxury, or something you can do away with. And we came to the conclusion that for the sake of non-suitable alternative to air transport is a necessity. Today we are going to look at some of the fears that the aerophobians may harbor that informs their decision to use alternative transports. Some people think the industry is not regulated because they are not so much into the industry. They don't know the industrial news of all these things I'm telling you about. They don't know the history and everything, which is not, there's nothing wrong with it. And they think it is an industry which is not regulated. Today they hear of one incident or one accident in the industry, maybe through the social media or any form of news, and they just think that this industry, or they are asking themselves if the industry is regulated. The news I have for aerophobians is yes, it is regulated, and it is not wrong for any of you to think or assume or question whether the industry is regulated, because even when you bring yourself to motor transport, we have all the units called motor traffic transport unit, but in some places under the sun, the driving that goes on with some of these institutions still present gives people questions to, ask. Same thing. So it's not wrong if you think or you doubt if the aviation industry is regulated. It is regulated. The regulation starts from what we call the International Civil Aviation Organization. Through the Chicago Convention of 1944, every country had to set up what we call a civil aviation. Their duty is to regulate in a safety manner, regulate airlines, training schools, air cargo businesses, and other aviation-related businesses, to regulate it in their country. So each country's civil aviation has this mandate to oversee the safety aspect of the industry, both for airlines, training schools, air cargo companies, etc. The civil aviation is to oversee its operations. At the end of the day, the civil aviation also reports to International Civil Aviation Organization, ICAO for short. ICAO has a checklist to oversee the activities of civil aviation on the planet. They have a checklist called USOAP. It's an acronym. Universal Safety Oversight Audit Program, USOAP. So it's not as if each country's civil aviation just knocks on the door of ICAO, International Civil Aviation Organization, and say, oh, Daddy, we are doing well, we are monitoring things well, things are well, thank you so much. 2021 is coming to a close, and I think we've done a good job regulating people in our country. No. ICAO themselves are the ones who will visit each country with this checklist I'm speaking to you about called USOAP. They have a way of confirming and or denying if the civil aviations in each country are doing what they are supposed to do in overseeing the operations of airlines, training schools, and other aviation entities to the standard it's supposed to be. Then even the International Air Transport Association, which was also birthed somewhere around the Chicago Convention time from 1945, that's a union for all airlines. They belong to what we call International Air Transport Association, IATA for short. They also have a unit in their association called IOSA, a unit that also oversees if its member airlines are operating the way they are supposed to operate. And they also have a checklist called IOSA checklist. IOSA simply means the I for IATA, O is operational, S for safety, A for audit, IOSA. So the IOSA audits are documents that are used by this union of airlines to confirm or deny if airlines are operating the way they are supposed to. That means it's a backup even to the USOAP that the International Civil Aviation Organizations use. So the airlines themselves also have what we call policies and manuals, which is being used to regulate the services. So just to clear, maybe this may clear the doubts and lift up the spirit and the confidence of passengers who are afraid to fly, that yes, this industry is regulated on a global scale using the USOAP from the International Civil Aviation Organization, the IOSA checklist for airlines, and the civil aviation document they use to oversee the operation. So ICAO to civil aviation to the airlines. So yes, the industry is regulated. Beef up your confidence, Aerophobia, there is nothing to fear. The industry is regulated. And if you look through, or if you read through, listen through what has happened in this industry from 17 December 1903 to date, we've come a long way. Catch me on other videos. We are going to look at other possibilities.